Okay. Good afternoon. Why is Oisterwijk involved in development cooperation?
My answer to that question is I am involved and people are involved for the same reason. We are enthusiastic about helping people all over the world because we know we are in a situation of we have almost everything, and we ask the question, what can we do for people elsewhere? And that started in my life 50 years ago when my uncles and aunts came to my parents and told stories about Africa, whatever. So that's a personal motivation, but I know that people in Oisterwijk have the same motivation. Once in their lives, someone told, come on, let's do something that is needed. And I think that's the reason that still in this European Year for Development, we try to perform those kind of actions.
In the period of crisis and economic difficulties nowadays, are the opportunities regarding development cooperation put into questions or challenged by the citizens of your community?
Of course, in a period of growth, everything is possible. In a period of decline, you think about what to do and what not to do, and that's what happened also in development cooperation at the moment. So, but on the other hand, the positive thing about crisis is that you think again about what is really necessary to do in the cooperation with other countries, and that's what we all do. So I think there's a positive thing about crisis, although I hope that the crisis will disappear, because that will give us more commitment and opportunities.
What kind of connection do you see between the international debates, such as one regarding the post-2015 agenda, and the activities of Oisterwijk involved in?
Not only Oisterwijk, but all the municipalities in my country, but also in the other countries of Europe, I think they have the challenge in the post-2015 agenda to contribute to the goals, the sustainable development goals of this agenda. As we did it in the period of the Millennium Goals, we did the same. So half of the municipalities in my country work together to come further in the aspect of the agenda, and I hope that for the next term, for the new agenda, that will be the same, that we all cooperate in reaching the goals that the United Nations will underline.
How is your decentralized cooperation organized of your municipality?
Of course, it's organized by people working together and creating concrete relationships with other countries, with cities, villages. But on the other hand, we have the organization on the national level because all our 400 municipalities work together in the national association with an international component. And we use this national organization to coordinate our international action anywhere in the world. So it starts in Oisterwijk, it starts in any municipality, but on our national level we have the association to make this cooperation even better, and we learn from each other.
And how are the political orientations chosen?
It's not always a matter of political orientation. Of course, I think more important is that it's a matter of people with enthusiasm for the case of cooperation in development affairs. And of course, politics is part of it, but it starts with energy from people just on the bottom. And of course, when you talk about financing, more or less, you talk about policy and you talk about politics, but that's not the main point. We make choices in our municipality and our town council, but in general, they represent the general love for this working field. And I think that's important. You need some passion in this area, and that's what people have, and I'm happy with that.
And the last question, How are the roles and the decision making divided between Oisterwijk and your partners?
The best decisions are made by good talks, good negotiations, and of course you learn from each other what you need, what you can offer, and what could be useful to make progress over there and at home. And that's the best way to work together. So it's not very official, just talk. And that's what I mean with being on the bottom, with standing with your feet in the concrete reality. That really helps to take the best decisions, because we talk about concrete people we want to work for.
May I thank you, Mr. Janssen?
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.